What's up and welcome back to PlayStation Live from E3. I'm Malik, got Meredith back with me, and we are joined by Sean and Kurt from Naughty Dog to talk some Uncharted Lost Legacy. Guys, I gotta say, you guys kicked off the PlayStation showcase yesterday. It was amazing. You had the waterfall, had the music. Were you guys in the audience watching that?
Yeah, it was awesome.
We were there. Incredible.
I was worried that people wouldn't think that the waterfall was real because it was cool. We saw it in rehearsal. It was like the symbols and everything in there. Yeah,
right. And then it was followed by an epic Uncharted Lost Legacy trailer. And we got to see a lot more of the dynamic between Chloe and Nadine going throughout the story. So I want to talk a little about that dynamic that was between them. How was it kind of crafting this game?
Same dynamic.
The same dynamic you two have? I kind of imagined it. I can kind of see it, you know?
It's there.
But how was that, you know, kind of building this dynamic between these two characters?
Well, we started with the dynamic, right? When we found Chloe Fraser as the character that we wanted to pursue, we thought about, you know, who to pair her up with.
Yeah.
The one that created the most conflict and therefore growth would have been Nadine Ross, right? This ex-paramilitary leader of Shoreline.
Yeah.
I mean, and the personalities couldn't be further apart. You have the enigmatic Chloe Fraser, hustler, wheeling, dealing, always backing out when it gets too tough. And then the pragmatic, militant leader, Nadine Ross. It was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, when I first read that, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Chloe is like impulsive, and Nadine is so like calm and collected. I was like, and we're gonna talk about teamwork, and they're gonna solve this adventure together. Are we sure that's gonna work out?
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly the question.
Yeah.
Right. So another thing we saw in that trailer is you got revealed who the villain is in the game. And it's somebody that a lot of people might not have known about. I think diehard Uncharted fans might know who this is. Could you explain who that is, though?
The villain?
The villain.
Well, the villain's Asav. Asav is this insurgent leader who's basically, you know, creating turmoil in India right now. And he also has entitlement to these lands, at least he thinks he does. There's two factions of the old empire, the old kings and the new king, which was a more progressive king. And Usman, who plays the character Asav, he's an amazing actor, did a really good job of bringing Asav to life, which is he believes in the old king. He believes in the purification of this establishment and wanting to gain back these lands for himself.
Right. These zealots, man, I swear, they just want everything to be their way.
Right.
All right, so, and that eventually forces Chloe and Nadine to join forces, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, well, they're after the Tusk of Ganesh, which is you know, we always base our Uncharted on some seed of history. So the Hoysala Empire, which is a real thing, and we Unchartedify the ruins and bring a little, some of there's like such a rich cultural history in India, and we blow it up to to 11 these giant statues of Ganesh that you see in the trailer, and so the setting just is everything Uncharted is there, and we have the Jeep is back. Chloe's the best driver in the business, so she's there, and we're pushing on exploration a little more in this game, kind of evolving it from the past games and just providing more player choice throughout. And
nice.
Yeah.
Other than the statues of Ganesh, are you guys going to get into any Hindu mythology, given like the vastness of that situation?
Well, these are archaeological sites. I have to say this, right? Because that's true. These are ruins of the great Hoysala Empire, right? And we did a lot of research to ensure that we, respect the religion. There are thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions, that still practice Hinduism avidly daily. So we wanted to approach this thing with respect, reverence, but at the same time in context of a game. So a lot of these archaeological sites are based on the Hoysala people and their empire.
And the story of the Tusk of the Ganesh and how he lost his tusk, which they talk about in the trailer, that kind of thread, that is like from a real text in Hinduism. So there's like, we've taken it and made it as the base of our story.
Yeah.
Right. I really like how you guys always dig into the intricate history of these settings and of these cultures before you implement them into the games. It's always astounding to me. So I want to talk a little bit about the fact that this is the first Uncharted expansion, standalone expansion in history. You guys have never really done anything like this. What led you to this point right here?
Well, we explored many storylines. After we finished the Nathan Drake story,
Right.
we were done with Nathan Drake. We were done. We were done.
Oh.
We wrapped it up. It
Killed
was
my
cool.
boyfriend.
Broke her heart,
Right.
man.
My boyfriend's gone. It's fine. No, I'm very excited for this one.
Yeah, well, we explored many different, because we have such a vast cast to pull from. We went down a few different storylines. We went through the Sullivan storyline. Even Cutter came back up.
Yeah.
And we were messing
We were
around.
talking about that.
We want to talk more about Cutter before this show. We're going to.
But you know, the Chloe story just kept jumping back out at us. It was, you know, she's such a self-preservationist. She's, you know, always like bailing out at the last minute.
Right.
You know, and she was just an intriguing
Survivor.
character. Exactly.
Yeah.
She's a survivor, and we wanted to see how, you know, just putting her up with someone like Nadine, if Chloe was the showrunner, if this was her job.
Right.
How would she fare? What would she stand to lose now that she has everything to lose?
Right.
Would she go all the distance? Would she complete the task? So these were the questions we started with that led to the
Right.
last thing.
You know, that's the one similarity I can see between the both of them. Is they're both kind of survivors. I kind of got that vibe from Nadine in Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
The way she was, you could tell she really didn't like Wraith, but she was working with them because
Yeah.
it was for her betterment, you know?
Of course.
And it was kind of the same thing with Chloe and Drake in Uncharted 2. So I really like that.
Yeah.
All right, so, you know, I'm a big multiplayer fan. Kurt, you know this. You know this more than anybody. I love the Uncharted multiplayer. Will there be any tie-ins of any sort from the game?
So yeah, so Lost Legacy comes with the entire multiplayer suite of Uncharted. We're kind of unifying the multiplayer. So both Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy have the same multiplayer. So you get everything with all the DLCs released, all the survival mode, the co-op, and then yeah. So all the DLC that we've done, and then we're gonna have some Lost Legacy content in the future that we'll be talking about soon.
That is so great. How was it kind of taking this different path as far as narrative goes? You know, you had this wisecracking, very clever, witty Nathan Drake, and now you have like a completely different personality in the driver's seat. How was it kind of changing gears on that?
I mean, we built the game around Chloe. So,
Yeah.
you know, the tone of the game reflects her state of mind and where she goes, the arc that we're going to be pushing. It's a little grounded, a little more grounded, maybe even darker at times, but it's still fun, still has that sense of wonder and
Chloe
adventure.
in the end is a fun character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why we like her.
Yes.
So she fits the Uncharted, you know, the main character being a fun character is an Uncharted thing. So
Right.
it fits right in.
Now I gotta ask, since Chloe is there, does that mean there's gonna be a lot more driving in this one? Because I gotta say, in Uncharted 4, I didn't do so well with those driving scenes.
We there's driving.
There's more driving.
That was good. You really don't like driving sequences, so I know
I
this.
do
know
not like
this.
driving sequences.
You guys are trolling Meredith.
There's parts, yeah. We're trying to provide a lot of different options to the player. So yeah, there's parts where you drive, but there's also, you know, a lot of encounters you can engage or not engage with. We have a lot more stealth options and
Nice.
silence weapons, and the lock picking is a
Silence weapons, that's kind of new, right?
yeah. So yeah, you can lock pick
Picking
and
is new as well.
Nice.
Open a
That's
crate.
cool. Yeah.
So
It's literally the sum of all our Uncharteds. We're building on the foundations that we have and known all throughout Uncharted. We have big set pieces. We climb and traverse like enormous statues and ruins of ancient civilization. So the sense of wonder is there. We also went back to the scale factor that people loved of the old Uncharted as well.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
there's a lot of puzzles too.
Gotta have puzzles.
We gotta
have
without
those.
puzzles.
You gotta have those. All right, I got one more quick question, because at the end of Uncharted 4, I was asking myself, where's Chloe at? And now she's here. So now my question is, where's Charlie?
Where's Cutter?
Charlie. Yes,
Oh,
Charlie
Charlie
Cutter.
Cutter.
Where's Charlie Cutter?
I love Charlie
So
Cutter.
you gonna make maybe a little appearance?
I mean, I know they had a little something going in Uncharted 3, so
All
any
the
chance?
conspiracy theories right over here.
I would say that this story is about Nadine and Chloe,
Okay, all right.
but you never know, right?
In another life.
Maybe, yes.
Well, I'm glad you guys at least mentioned him in Uncharted 4. That felt good. That felt good. Well, anyways, thank you very much, Sean and Kurt, for your time, and Meredith for joining us.
Absolutely.
And
Thank
on
you.
that note, we're going to go ahead and get ready for our next segment. We've got lots more coming here to PlayStation Live from E3, so stay tuned.
プレイステーション